Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Derek. Derek is from Austin, in Texas, in the USA. So let's see what Derek has to say. Enjoy the interview. Amazing. Hello, Derek. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for bearing with me on this. It just wouldn't send the email for some reason, but we got around it.
Yes. So tell me, how's your day going so far?
It's going good. Got up at a decent time. I had my wife and I trade cars for work, and I had one tire that's too big on my car,
Okay.
and one that was going bald, like no tread, and finally got it taken care of this morning.
Wow. So tell me, what was the highlight of your weekend just past now?
This past weekend, I would say getting to make some good money. I live off of tips.
Okay.
So we had a really good weekend as far as business goes.
Okay. So tell me what you do for work for living.
I am a sex worker. No, I'm just kidding. I am a stand-up comedian,
Wow. So let's start the
and
interview talking. Oh, sorry, carry on. Sorry.
yeah, I also deliver pizzas. Those are the two parts of me. I realized I was talking about living off tips, and
I see.
comedians don't get tipped. We get exposure.
Amazing. So tell me, let's start the interview talking about your career as a stand-up comedian. So tell me when the opportunity came along.
When did what come along?
The opportunity came along for you to start your career.
Oh yeah. I used to want to do movies, and whenever I tried some like small film troupes outside of like doing college, I realized that I had to really depend on a lot of people if I wanted to get anything off the ground and also be rich as hell, which I'm not. And I just by chance came across stand-up comedy as like a thing to do at an open mic,
Okay.
and some friends and I were watching this show called Last Comic Standing, and we all took turns like teaching each other like how to like write better, and I was the only one out of those four that still does it. And that was back in the middle of 2010.
I see. And where are you from, Derek?
I'm originally from Mississippi,
Hmm.
and I live in Austin, Texas now.
And why the change from Mississippi to Austin, Texas?
'Cause I'm a really like progressive queer person. It took me a while to get the second part figured out.
Hmm.
But moving to Austin was just a big change of scenery because I was just kind of tired of being around people who A, or not like me, B, don't like the things I do, and C, would I wanted to be around people who were like me.
I see. And what's the biggest joy of waking up in Austin every day, every morning?
The tacos are always a great breakfast. That's one of the best joys is just getting everywhere has breakfast tacos, and they're all different. And also just waking up to another day of getting to be around my wife. That's another joy of being here.
Oh, sweet. And your wife is from Mississippi or from Texas?
She's from all over. She grew up in a military family,
Okay,
and she lived in Mississippi around the same time as me, but in a like way more north central, and I was at the very bottom where the ocean is.
I see.
And we met in Texas 10 years ago. Our anniversary is in a couple of months.
Oh, and how did you pass cross for the very first time, if you can share?
Yeah, she used to do stand-up comedy as well, and we had a mutual friend. When I lived in Austin, I had some friends uh, in San Antonio I met when I first moved here. So I was kind of back and forth between like just trying to like spread the gospel of Derek, you know. Uh, and one of the friends in San Antonio did a post about my wife, basically saying like, "This is the funniest first time I've ever seen anyone do stand up. Y'all need to like book her because she's hilarious." And so I looked her up and I was like, "Wow, she owns her own business.
Wow,
She does stand up and she's like funny on the first try. I've got to get to know this person." And then I got to meet her like a week later. We had I, we were attracted to each other, but we didn't really like make it too visibly known. And
okay.
And but we did hang out. I took her to some places where there was other people, and then she decided to come back to my place, and we watched some weird movies. And then she had asked like, "Are you into me?" And I didn't want to like blow it so early, so I was like, "No, we're just hanging out." She goes, "Okay," and then she left, and I was like,
You
"Oh."
deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it, Derek. For
I
sure.
know.
After that.
And I ended up convincing her to go to another show, and I talked with the mutual friend. She was like, "Yeah, she was into you. She thought you just didn't see her that way." And I was like, "Well, I just didn't want to freak her out because she's an hour and a half away from home, and I'm, getting high with her in her apartment, being like, I like you." You know what I mean? It felt like it would have been a red flag. Um, but we ended up making moves the next time we saw each other, and we've kind of not stopped touching each other since.
Oh, sweet. Very sweet. I love those love stories. I love the connection with others, the way, sometimes it's just meant to be, sometimes just
Hmm.
be yourself, and sometimes you crack a joke, sometimes, you never know. And it's meant
Hmm.
to be, it will be for sure. Get it. Amazing. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay?
Okay, cool.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay,
Okay.
let's do it. Right. So before I start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change. Okay.
Okay.
First question is, what motivates you the most in life?
Just to do the right thing and to, if I express anything, make it uniquely me without, irritating the, wrong people.
And what's the biggest joy of being Derek? What do you like the most about being you?
I'm always me.
For example.
I can go to a lot of, different social places, and most people will know if I've talked with Derek, I've had a very interesting conversation. I'm one of those people that I don't like dishonest people.
Mhm.
So if people ask me a question, I don't usually sugarcoat it. Try to be as honest because almost everyone is either saying nothing or lying, and I figure the best way to stand away from everyone else is to just do that, just tell the truth and be honest.
And what's the meaning of life for you when you think about life?
Um, having just done at least a portion of the things you've wanted to do,
Mhm.
and have if you have left an impact, you've left a good one.
Nice one.
And
Amazing.
finding happiness. I feel like joy is like a thing a lot of people talk about but don't experience. And
Uh-huh.
it would be nice if people would just let themselves experience emotions, joy, any of that.
And you believe that happiness is a choice?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can fake it till you make it, but I don't think an emotion is an emotion. You should be feeling it regardless.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Okay, Derek from Texas. Right, good question. What things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
Um, there have been times that I've been with someone and the idea of religion came up.
Mhm.
Like say we were both agnostic and then at some point they became religious. I stayed the same way and I was like, well, I still love this person. If they want to
Mhm.
personally go to church or whatever, I'm not going to stop them. But they found that as a compatibility issue. So I just honestly feel like even though people can be open-minded, it's best for people to just like the same things, at least like 82% of the way.
Right.
Differences are good,
Yeah.
but like if you're so different that there's always a conflict over the simplest things, it's not going to work.
What's the biggest difference between you and your partner and the biggest similarity?
Our biggest differences are I am basically more of the labor person, and
Okay,
she is more of the financial person.
I see.
Other than that, we're both stylish. We both love playing video games, and
Well,
we love art.
okay, so your wife, she's watching this interview right now and have a moment and opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
I hope work goes by fast. I know you hate being there. I love you.
Beautiful, sweet, love it. Next question, let's do it. Yes, you can always dance with me. So before the next question, let's go back to your
It's weird
career.
when just one person dances, someone else has to do it.
Totally. Right. So before the next question, Derek, tell me, what's the biggest joy of being a stand-up comedian? When you're performing, when you are there, connect with people, when you express your jokes, when you are there, tell me the feeling of it.
It feels great, especially when I can feel people relating, because I am a little bit of an abstract thinker sometimes. I think you do comedy long enough, you to stay relevant, you do have to think outside the box.
Right.
Sometimes you have to get a little more analytical and just hope people are on the path with you. And when
Uh-huh.
people are taking the time to listen and like I can see that they're laughing because they either get it or they agree, it's nice.
And what's the biggest challenge for you in your career so far?
Right now, just making a career out of it because in Austin, there's so many people that have moved here because of like Joe Rogan and other, figureheads who came here to avoid paying taxes. But anyways, it's made the pool bigger
Uh-huh.
for the all the different venues that are also older and new to pull from. So I'm a little bit more lost in the shuffle.
Right.
So you have to like work harder, or you have to basically game the whole social media thing. Because there's some people who ain't funny, but they have a million followers, and clubs are immediately going to book that because that looks like a safe bet, even
I
if
see.
there 100,000 of them are bots or they're from people from New Jersey, and we're trying to book something in Texas. Like, what are we doing here? So I'm just kind of stuck with being someone who knows what they're doing, but doesn't have the right platform or hasn't figured out the other platforms. Every time I feel like I'm doing good on something like TikTok, for instance,
Uh-huh.
it gets nerfed by our government because too many people are saying stuff the government doesn't want to hear. So then, like, algorithms get messed up. It's really hard to get momentum, for me
I,
at least.
I see. All right. Next question is, are you becoming the person you thought you would become one day?
I'm getting closer to it. Like I'm getting really close to being like the idealized version of myself that I imagined when I was 13.
And if you could sit down with your 13-year-old self, what would you say?
My bad.
Sweet. And when you think about your childhood memories, what's the best memory that comes to your mind growing up in Mississippi?
Um, so I have a thing where I really love birthdays,
Okay.
and one of my favorite birthdays was when I was about 10 years old.
Right.
It was one of those days where some friends and cousins came over. We all had I have a birthday in October, by the way, important to the
Okay.
story. So whenever we all did our festivities and everyone left, it was just me and my mom alone in the house, and we had every window open. And I just remember at one point just laying on the floor like this and just feeling the autumn breeze coming through. And
Wow.
fall is like my favorite season, and I
Me
feel
too.
like hell
Mine too.
yeah,
Yes,
we them fall boys.
totally. It's your birthday. When is your birthday exactly?
October 11th.
So you're not Scorpio, yours is still Libra, I think. Libra,
Hmm.
Libra. It is interesting because I heard once that somebody told me that we feel very connected with the season when you were born. And for me, like you, works perfectly because I love the autumn. I'm originally from
Hmm.
Brazil. In Brazil, where I am from, it's hot every day, literally
Oh,
through the year. So when I arrived in Europe, I remember I arrived in March. So when the autumn like hits, like in October, November, oh my God, I felt the greatest. I felt, my God, how beautiful it is to see those trees, the leaves, it's cozy, it's not too cold, it's not too warm, it's a mixer of it,
Mhm.
and I loved it. And I think it makes all sense for me. Wow.
Yeah, I really love fall. And that was one of those birthdays that just really, if it's like that good nostalgic, like no worries.
Yeah.
I'm just a kid. It was like I think my eighth or ninth birthday. It was when Mortal Kombat 3 came out on Sega Genesis because I was playing it that day. Um, but it's just one of those feelings of like, a time that's gone.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like as much as I know we all like age and die, I kind of hate that seasons are doing that too.
Uh-huh.
Because
And
we don't
yeah,
feel it in America anymore. We get hot and cold. There's no transition seasons, and at least in Texas anymore.
aging for you is something that bothers you, or you just see as a matter of life?
It's just part of life.
Hmm.
I've grown very like ecstatic to see, my hair graying. Just to see to see the transition of myself from
Totally.
child to prune dead body. But
No, I think
uh
it's amazing. I think every decade we go through, I know sometimes can be a bit scary because we love living. I think it's amazing to be here. It's amazing to explore life, to do things. However, aging, it's a gift for us to be able to say, I'm this age I am right now. And
hmm
sometimes some people didn't have the chance to get to our age. So I think it's a gift every day to I know sometimes can hurt a little bit more than before. You don't have the same energy. However, it's just
hmm
embracing our age. It's beautiful.
right.
I love it. Literally, I know some people they struggle. I have friends that they struggle about age and understand. It's about ourselves. However, I feel lucky that I embrace every age that I'm in, and it's great. Maybe in 5, 10 years time, I might change. I might change my point of view. But right now,
hmm
I'm enjoying my age for sure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be 39 this year, and I still just feel like a 20-year-old that's just really tired.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Exactly. Exactly. I'm 43 and I feel just a 19-year-old tired, like literally
hmm
without the energy that I had in the past. I get your point. I like this
Little
point of
less energy, a little bit more aching.
yes,
I can hear
totally.
my bones when I walk, and I
I
I don't.
know, I know. Last year I had some physio on my knee, and my my physiotherapist he said to me, William, it's just aging. There's no wrong. It's just aging. I said, oh my God,
hmm
okay, it's up here now. It's amazing.
And I definitely don't like that there's a culture around like you have to keep trying to make yourself stay young looking.
No,
Especially
yeah,
like actors and stuff. Like your whole job is to act with your face, and you are doing surgeries that limit that.
huh?
Like if we can't tell if you're angry or happy, your acting kind of sucks.
And I think that's I think nowadays people they are more open minded. I think there's 50-50. I think some people they still want to be young forever, and it's not wrong with that. I think it's just about At the same time as well, I think people they're embracing age more and more. You know what I mean?
hmm
When I'm out and about, and I see people with their gray hair, and they you can see some like it's amazing to see, and there's a
It's
beauty
like a
as well.
story. It's a
Yeah,
story of their life in their face.
totally, and it's beauty as well. And not just that, they embracing. I can see that they are proud of it, and that's
hmm
amazing. Again, I think great. Again, not wrong with people they want to look younger. It's fine as well. I think it's just how you feel it. You feel it. But however, when you see, for me, I think the same way as you. I think a tendency of seeing people embracing their age. There is a beauty behind, and I spot straight away. I can see. I love it. Amazing.
hmm
The questions left. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, Derek, next question is what do you consider most romantic?
Um, Remembering things that they say.
Hmm.
That is a key to being a good listener. I definitely just think being a good listener is one of the most romantic because you can kind of pick up on things your partner is saying that they would love for you to do that would be romantic. And you can have your ideas, and I think that's romantic too, but I think just showing, hey, I listen to you and I do what I can to give you what you want within my means in the most loving way possible is like the most romantic thing.
And do you consider yourself to be a romantic person?
Of course.
Wow.
My favorite movie growing up was The Crow, which is like one of the sappiest revenge movies ever. Like I love love.
Wow. Tell me something romantic that you've done to someone, or maybe someone have done for you that you felt like, you know what, that was something nice to remember.
This is a good one. Oh man, I have to think because I do stuff all the time for my wife, but I'm trying to think of something that's like huge. Um, I was gonna do like a really fun engagement or not engagement, like proposal,
Okay.
um, that was gonna be in line with like how she and I are because we're both funny and like have silly names for each other. Her dad
Uh-huh.
kind of intercepted the whole thing and put me on the spot because I had tried to get the ring from him, and he suggested I just do it in front of everyone at Thanksgiving, which I wasn't gonna back down. Um, so I did it that way and it was fine. But what
Oh.
my original plan was to get some like throw pillows made. And each one had like a different word, and it was gonna be like, "Will you marry me?" or something. Just because that's our sense of humor with each other.
Of course, of
And
course,
and
of
I,
course.
I I almost got so close to like actually getting those like ordered and made and everything to get it in motion, and I had to back out of it obviously because of her dad. And I told her that plan, and she goes, "Oh my God, if you ever want to like redo our proposals or whatever, you can still do that." And I was like, "That is true. She's going to be expecting it now." Um,
Yeah, maybe could surprise her some when she's not expecting something like that. I think that somehow she would appreciate for sure. Oh, I
yeah,
like.
maybe on the 15th anniversary, because we've been together 10 years, married 5, so
Ah, so you
um,
married? Oh, yeah, of course you married. So for 5 years married. Oh,
mhm.
sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it's nice when it lasts and you feel like you actually made the right choice. Because there was somebody I was definitely like going to marry and it fell apart because they, like one of the other examples I gave,
Yeah.
decided to become a person of God and didn't see our compatibility, which, there was a lot of pain in that. It was one of the worst periods of my life, but then I met my
Wow.
wife like a few years later, and
Wow.
it's just, don't give up.
You know very well. I think my relationship is a maintenance every single day. I think, it's not always flowers, blue sky. There's obviously some storms as well, some rain, and it's a beauty behind. I think it's navigating through the relationship, understanding each other, laughing, crying, going through
Hmm.
challenges, everything. I think there's always a beauty behind. However, when you know that you're going to be with each other through those journeys. I think that's
Yeah.
you just know it anyway. You just know it. This is the right person. Get
Yeah,
it?
and this is a more practical thing, but she, like, as far as like things someone's done for me, she lets me use her car for work, which is a really big like gamble,
Yeah.
because it's her car and it's much nicer and newer than mine. But that's precisely the reason because it has less problems and it like benefits the both of us.
Totally.
And I couldn't think of many partners I've had who've been like, "Oh yeah, just borrow my like kind of new car to go work for, 40 hours a week in bad neighborhoods with potholes and stuff."
Oh, amazing. Two questions left. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. Before the next question, tell me three names of three artists in the comedian world that you always been inspired by. Three names.
Ralphie May,
Okay.
first and foremost, because he was like one of the first comics I saw who was also plus size. I know I
Okay.
look ripped right now, but I'm a pretty big person. But he was one of those guys who he's a plus size comedian, but
Okay.
most of his content was about other stuff. Like
Right.
he had like 5 minutes about being fat, and then all these stories about dating and like analyzing culture. And I'm like, see, like you can be a fat comic and just like talk about whatever. Like that was a big eye opener for me. And also like you can watch any of his bits from, 10 years ago, and it's still so sharp, and like it just surprises me how deep he goes with something. He'll take one idea and just make it like a 23-minute thing where every 10 seconds you are just keeling over laughing. I always strive to be that funny.
Right. And the other one, two names, three names in total.
All right. So, I also obviously, like most people, like George Carlin,
Okay.
because I liked he was also someone who thought about, being more accurate to how culture is. A lot of his jokes stand the test of time because the stuff he complains about kind of never goes away,
Okay.
which is kind of a it's kind of a good test for just how much BS we've been dealing with forever. And I feel like most times the best art shows that even someone 80 to 100 years ago still felt the way you feel. Like that's a very like less alone feeling to have.
And the third one.
Um, let's see. Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay.
I loved his one-liners. He was one of the people who shaped me to like really have perfect short jokes.
Right.
Um, like to me, his best joke is this girl told me to come over because no one was home. I went over and no one was home. Like it's so simple and it's such a
Yeah.
great story. It's like a very extra way to just reject someone, and it's
I
all
love.
about like how he sucks.
Okay, now the question is gonna be a bit tough for now. One day you're gonna wake up in the morning having three missed calls on your phone from the three you just mentioned right now. Which one you're gonna call back straight away? Which one you're gonna send a message? I'll call you back later. And the third one you just ignore him for now.
That being said, I will probably just ignore Dangerfield because I feel like we might disagree on things politically.
All right.
Um, I will send a message to Ralphie May, and then I will call back George Carlin.
Wow, that I like your concept about the third one. I like the concept. And you
Hmm.
understand.
Yeah.
Next question is what three things do you want to be remembered for?
Um, I first and foremost want to be remembered for being a sex symbol for my generation, and I just want to be remembered for having been not a person full of drama, but a person who was just fun to be around.
And what will be the title of your memoir one day?
Yeah, that whole long answer. Oh, um, you were asking what would be the title of
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah.
Um, oh man. Uh, pro if I'm just gonna go with like just a simple one, I would probably go with Awkward because
Okay.
I've always liked that idea for like an album or something. The blending of awkward and weird.
Awkward. I like this word. I'll remember now.
I
Awkward.
love blending words together and just making shit up. So that's one of the earlier examples of me doing that.
Last question. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Last one. I need to get some moves dance from you. I need to get.
Oh yeah.
Before the last question, I would like you to tell me, through your career, tell me a moment that your was one of the highlights of your career so far. You know, as a stand-up comedian, that you go like, you know what, I will always remember. The second part of the question is, tell me a moment that for you, not the worst setup, but maybe you just couldn't connect with the audience. Maybe you didn't have some connection with the audience. You felt like, you know what, I that day was for me a challenge, and I will learn with that. And the third one, if you can tell something that maybe went wrong, or maybe you had a good feedback from someone that in after your set or something, could be anything. So the highlight, there's something that went wrong, and something a feedback or something from someone that made a comment that you hold close to your heart.
Yeah. So a good highlight would be any of the times I've gotten to headline. In the last 2 or 3 years, I've usually been a like 8 to 20 minute comic. They would usually call that in the industry like a middle or a feature.
Okay.
And in the last 2 or 3 years, I've been just betting on myself and just booking shows to do 45 to an hour. And
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time up there, but like once you get going, like it just passes by.
Can imagine. I can imagine. And you are doing with your talent and you're enjoying it. It goes even faster
Hmm.
for you, for sure.
Yeah, and the most recent time I got it recorded, and it was like right at about 44 minutes, and it's just like beginning to end, just so many big laughs throughout, and it just feels good
Wow.
to like know you're
Can,
right about something about yourself.
can imagine.
Yeah, a low light would
A low
be.
light or something maybe that went wrong or something that I don't expect. It could be anything.
Yeah, so it would be there was a time that I went to do a show in Dallas. It was a much different area than Austin tends to be. There are like rich hoity-toity areas in Austin, but Dallas is just kind of mostly that. So there can be people who aren't used to the arts, they're not used to abstract thinking.
Right.
But there was a crowd that they were mostly with me. Um, I was definitely different than what they're used to. And there was a guy who would occasionally like speak up, and and I just tried to shut it down really quickly. Like I just kind of stopped the joke I was saying. I was like, I don't need your help, and then I just went right back into it. Yeah,
Ooh, that
and
hurt.
yeah, but I mean, it's also just to maintain control because if I keep not correcting one person, everyone's just going to think this is a conversation that goes multiple ways, and
Absolutely.
you just can't let people do that. And I could feel the energy tense up a little bit in there.
Mhm.
And uh, I said one other joke, and then I was like, "What you got to say about that, my man?" He said, "I thought you told me to shut the f- up." And I was like, "Well, I didn't say that. You took it that way. I was just
Right.
saying I don't need your help on that because you're offering sentences when just a ha ha or hell yeah would work." And then he was
Right.
like, well, I think hell yeah, man. And then I was like, hell yeah, there's my boy. And then we just went on. But it just taught me to be
Amazing.
a little friendlier.
I love the
'Cause
way I love the way you somehow you put him in his place, but at the same time as well, somehow you kind of helped him to, to slow
yeah,
down to see that actually I like your attitude. I love that. I love that you put
yeah,
him in his place, but at the same time you somehow you forgave him somehow. You know what I mean? Somehow you
right.
kind of I love that. I
Because
love
some
that.
people, you don't know what their anger problems are like. So shutting
Absolutely.
down a person in a public space can go horribly, as we've seen videos. You know, one girl owned a heckler and he threw his beer at her, and then she drank his beer in front of the crowd, which made her look even better. But like, I don't know. I can be confrontational if I want to be, but I tend to just like things to stay fun. So it's just good to just kind of treat it like you're an elementary school teacher. Like be firm, but still remain playful because it's harder for the rest of the audience to take you as
Yeah.
a fun person when your asshole side is coming out.
I see. I get it. Yeah, no, but I like George. I love that you shared this story because, and sometimes you made him a favor as well. You know what I mean? You somehow
Hmm.
put him in his place, and I'm sure he appreciates the somehow. He doesn't take personal. You just somehow make peace with the situation.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like it. Amazing.
And what was the third thing?
A feedback from someone or someone that made a comment afterwards your show. It could be anything that you go like, you know what? Thanks for this comment. Something that you got close to your heart.
Yeah, one time I did a show in Mississippi. This was in my first 2 years.
Uh-huh.
Um, I ended up drinking on the way, which was bad. I got like a really big Diet Pepsi, and
Right,
I had a personal thing of whiskey, and just kept just periodically pouring a little bit. That way, I'd have a good buzz by the time I got to the venue. I was not like chugging it on the way.
right,
Also, not saying any of this is good. I'm just saying it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So I end up getting to the show, and then they give me two free drinks. And then I start realizing by the time I get up there that I'm like feeling really, really drunk. But I thought I
wow,
could power through the 15 minutes, and I ended up saying the same joke twice and confused the shit out of the audience. The host brought me up another drink, but it was like a virgin drink.
right.
But it was like him pretending to give me another drink and trying to whisper, "Wrap it up, you're too drunk." I
Right.
didn't take it that way. I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing great. So I just kept drinking the drink and kept going. And they eventually had to just cut me off and like pull me aside. And I ended up laying in the bushes in the parking lot, vomiting, and
Wow.
slept in my car for a little bit. And then I ended up having to crash at that time my girlfriend's parents' house because I was living about 40 minutes away and I had a key. And basically, my friend who hosted the show said, "You should watch your alcohol." And I said, "I agree."
I love that. Wow, that's amazing. Wow. It happened. I think all of us, we get
Yeah,
this moment that you were under control and you thought that you could make it, and the things. I'm gonna share
yeah.
a situation with you. I had hit a lovely man, stand-up comedian, a while ago, and I asked him the same question about one of the worst situation or something, and he said, "William, I remember starting my career, and I remember I went to this place, and I was so bad. I was so bad. And it was so silent that I could hear the man in the very last table putting his glass on the table. The noise of it. He
Yeah, the
said,
silence is deafening when
"No."
you're doing bad.
He said, "William, I literally hearing this noise so far away. He put his glass. I felt even worse because I think if it would be just silence, I would be okay. But when I heard this glass very far away, I was like, oh my God, that's very bad."
hmm Yeah, there should always be at least a little bit of like laughter, or you should hear people like trying to contain themselves because they
I
know something's coming. Like
I
if you don't
see.
have them on that edge the whole time, you will definitely want to like try harder.
Amazing. Okay, last question is which talent wish you had?
Which talent do I wish I had?
Yeah.
I wish I was a little bit better as a salesperson because
Okay.
I've had a sales job before, and I
Okay.
immediately realized when I was not doing great that I should probably do like customer service because I think
Hmm.
I'm a better helper than I am a salesperson. Because a
I
lot of
see.
times, I don't know if you've ever had like a sales job, like cold calls or anything like that.
I couldn't, it's funny saying that because I literally, Derek, I'm the worst salesperson. If I would work in a place to sell something, literally, I wouldn't have any money in the end of the month because I'm the worst. Like, I see as a talent when I see people selling and doing this and doing that. I was like, my God, how they can do that? I would be the worst one.
Yeah, I don't have that in me to be that person that
Me
pushes
neither.
people's buttons
Me
because
neither.
the way I usually describe sales is it's like the professional version of being at someone's door and holding their door so they can't shut it, hoping
Right.
you will hear what you want to hear. And
Right.
like some people, it's like they're like, I'm gonna hang up, and a tactic is like, oh, so you don't want to save your company $3,000 or whatever, and just keep keeping them from hanging up and make them give
Right.
you more to work against them. It just
Yeah.
feels shady, and I know that like it's not illegal, but it feels illegal, like it because you're invading people's space until they give you money,
I
and I
feel
just feel like that's
uncomfortable.
capitalism personified. Like it's gross.
I feel uncomfortable, somehow. And I think it's a talent. Yeah, actually, you are totally right. It's a talent to do that, to be able to somehow selling something or manage some. You know what I mean? I see sometimes like literally, I feel like it's a skill that people they have that. Some people they do very well. Amazing.
Yeah, I really love consent. And if someone says they don't want something, why am I going to keep pushing them? Like, I just feel like
Right.
you have to be that kind of person to be okay with doing that.
And sometimes not even push. Sometimes the people they have the talent just explaining, selling, and people just get it. With the
Right,
way they
true.
talk, the way they explain, the way. And I go like, my God, how they can do that? Literally, it's a
hmm
talent. Amazing. Don't end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to say some words. Just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with money,
Talks.
fear,
Killer.
family,
Love.
life,
Long.
religion.
Um, so it has to be one word.
One word.
Mean.
Love,
Awesome.
sex,
Great.
politics,
Annoying.
friendship,
Best.
desire,
Mm, desire. Evil.
Regret.
Everywhere.
Success.
I'm trying to think of the word. What's the opposite of plentiful?
I don't know.
I'll just put deficit.
One word for happiness.
Inside.
I like that. One word for Mississippi.
What about it?
One word for Mississippi.
Progress.
One word for Austin.
Mm, leave.
USA, one word.
Mm, redemption.
And the last one now, stand-up comedian, one word.
Dumb.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee and I'm going to ask her, define Derek in one positive and one negative word only. What she would say about you?
She would say that I am the best at sex,
Ooh,
and she would the negative she would say would either be we don't have enough sex or we don't have enough money.
oh dear, love it. Let's play now.
She's we're obsessed with each other. It's like what should be the image of a good relationship.
Amazing. Let's play now, Derek and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
Okay.
But before you ask me the question, when people they come to see your setup, your show, your performance, what's something that would you like people to take with them?
I would like people to realize that most things are very silly that
Mhm.
we deal with every day, and we don't have to give in to negativity. We can just kind of embrace how dumb everything is and just have a laugh about living.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, Derek, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. What got you into doing this?
Wow. You know what, Derek? During the before 2020, when the world went upside down, yeah, I was already thinking about create something on YouTube where I could connect with people, I could express myself, I could let people be themselves as well. But I didn't know what I could do because, as you know, there's so many creativity people around, social media and everywhere. And I just want to do something that I could be myself, something different. I don't know. And I spent some time thinking about it. And when COVID hit, as there was a challenge there. Everyone was, not knowing was a very difficult place to be. It was quite hard.
Hmm.
And I felt myself in a very down place at the time because, I was anxious. I was a bit scared, the, every day watching the news and everything happening and everyone was locked as well. That what put me literally in a place that I wasn't very well. Here in England, you could leave at the time, you could leave the house once a day for a run or for do something, you know what I mean, just to space out a little bit your mind for an hour per day. And I was going for a run just to put myself a little bit, to get myself this stress out or to get myself in a better place. And one of those runs, this idea came along. I remember the moment, the place as well. And I stopped for a minute and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to research some questions. I'm going to write some questions and I'm going to literally invite random people around the globe to see their point of views, the way they think about life without any judgments. And that's how I started. Literally, I have a picture of myself, my bed, like writing the questions,
Hmm.
organizing the show. And I didn't know what would work, how things would go. And I just want to connect with people. And trust me, Derek, do you know the feeling when you are performing your show? It's exactly the feeling when I'm here sitting doing the interview.
Yeah.
I feel the greatest. I feel so great when I'm here, connect with people, to listen their stories, their challenges, their happiness, everything. So I think that
Communication's a lost art as well. Like no one really communicates in person like they used to. It's really
totally.
like the I don't totally feel like the Gen Z stare is as like prominent as people say it is. Like I think people are just tired and they are young in a system that's falling apart.
Uh-huh.
But like there's still definitely times that I'm like, oh, we just don't talk the same way we did before the pandemic. Like I didn't realize how much it damaged some people's just cognitive abilities,
Absolutely.
isolation and all that, I mean.
Totally. And I remember like being really bad. I was really down at the time. I found myself in a place that wasn't me. I was worried and everything. However, there's always a positive side. Besides
Hmm.
the whole trauma, the whole people going through so many, tragic losing family members, going through the situation. A lot of people they found a different way as well of living, and some creativity just flourish. And I put myself in that box because literally I was going through that hard time, but suddenly something fresh about that. So the magic box started through that time, the challenging time that the world was facing at the time, and I'm so grateful for that because it just nowadays I talk to thousands of people around the globe and different parts of the world, and I think I become I'm a better person every single day. Every interview I do, I learn something new. I become a better person, and I think that's amazing for us to be able to learn every day. So yeah, that's my answer for you.
Yeah, and I think that there's like a real vibe some people bring to talking in person or face to face, even if it's, on
Yeah,
Zoom versus just texting. Texting always kind of feels like the same person, but you really feel
yeah.
like the essence of a person when you talk with them. And I think we forget to kind of like notice and appreciate that in people.
And sometimes, most of the time, Derek, I forget that I'm recording. I just when I look here on the side that I see this sign here, I forget because I feel like I'm talking to a friend. I feel like
Yeah,
amazing. It's great. Yeah, yeah, that's my answer. Did you enjoy the
awesome.
interview?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thanks again. Thanks for taking the time for the interview. Thanks for being so kind and bring this great vibe, this great energy. Love it.
Yeah, no problem.
Before we go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
It seems as though the world is on the upswing on a lot of issues, and I just strongly urge people, it will always get worse. It will generally get better. Just stick out as long as you can and just remember the people that you love and talk to them because the more you just sit with yourself, the less you feel connected and feel that positivity. And it's always good to just call someone, FaceTime them. Just remember to communicate and spread love because that's really how you fight all this BS we're dealing with.
Amazing. Very good. Thanks again. Regards to your wife, to your friends and family, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay. Enjoy your day.
Nice
Okay.
meeting you. Thank you for having me.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, William.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.